fast flashing images that may affect viewers who are susceptible to photosensitive epilepsy or other photosensitivities. Viewer discretion is advised. Today, the stakes could not be higher. 4 of the world's best teams are up for elimination, and it's anyone's game. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Day 3 of Game Changers Championship 2023. Coming to you live from the Arena CBLOL. I'm your host, Yingsu, and I'm joined here by Sapphire. And we've had a few pro players in the studio already, but this man, he's been to a LAN. You've played at the top level. Maurice, welcome. We are so excited to have you here.
Thank you. I'm really happy to join you guys. And I'm happy to watch the Team Liquid Brazilian play as well today.
Oh, is that who you're rooting for?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, what'd you make of that, Sapphire?
Interesting. I am from NA though, so you know I might have to back my NA team. But
Oh, wait, so I'm the mediator today.
You are.
Nice.
Yeah.
I get to be the mediator. But let's talk about yesterday, because what a day we had. We had 3 games, a triple header kicking off with Shopify, an NA team, going up first against EDG. What did you make of that game?
That was a statement game from Shopify. We weren't really sure what we were going to see from EDG coming into that. We thought maybe it'd be a bit competitive, but no, Shopify was here to play. They absolutely dominated that. It was the floor and Noya show yesterday.
I wish it was a little bit longer, but onto the second game, of course, that was a banger too. We had Crew versus BBL. What do you think about that one?
Yeah, BBL is a new team coming into the World Tournament. And on the first map, BBL's pick was Sunset. They actually had full map control. They had the game on their hands all the time. On the other hand, Conir was playing really well against them, but that wasn't enough. BBL crushed them. And on the second map was Bind. Crew actually started really slow because of their BBL team comp. I think with Bridge was really strong to attack side. So I think it was 9-3 or something, and they started a comeback. They almost come back, and they won the pistol, they won bonus, everything. But yeah, in the end, it wasn't enough. But they put a really good show in the end.
Yeah, I mean, the last game, though, oh my goodness. I felt like that could have been like a grand final or something, because had the G2 versus SMG. So entertaining.
That was a giga banger for sure. It could have gone either way. And to SMG's credit, they were so close. They were up by 11-10. I might have jinxed them because I started like crafting the oh my god, APAC is here tweet. But it was wild. But at the end of the day, the reigning champions G2 took that match 2-1.
I mean, I think I want to talk about G2 a little bit more, just because, you know, the bracket, if you guys look at it at home as well, G2, they're the first team to make it as far as you possibly can. They get to skip the elimination bit from the first couple of rounds as well. I think a lot of people last year maybe underestimated them a little bit because they lost at the final hurdle in EMEA. And this year with the new roster, again, people were saying, oh, they're not going to defend their title. But Sapphire, those people are wrong.
They are so wrong. Have you never watched Bibi and Petra on LAN? They always show up. They always show up. They never disappoint. Those two are an incredible duo, paired with the newer players as well as the returning Glance. Like, they're just fantastic, and they are 1 game away from making it to the grand finals.
Oh, you think anyone can take down G2?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I really want to see Shopify versus G2. I think they have a really great individual skill level. G2 has experience, right? As Safir said, it's really always hard to play versus them in LAM. But I think Shopify, if they put up a good show, I think it's gonna be a great match if they do come play together.
Yeah, and if you guys remember, Mimi and Potter in bracketology, they did their own pick'ems. Muriz, I'm not sure if you've seen this. You might like this because they think Team Liquid Brazil would take the whole tournament. Do you agree?
Me too. I did the same thing. I have it.
They're going to do the lower bracket run, you think, now?
Yeah, I think now it has to be the lower bracket run. But yeah, I think they can win this show.
Oh, but what if Shopify drops down there?
Yeah, it's going to be hard, but they can win. It's fine.
So you agree with Mimi and Potter?
Yeah.
Damn.
I do.
Okay. What do you think? You two?
The potential's there. It's just a very long road. I want to believe. I really, really like the TL roster. Like, to even make it to this point, like, Brazil has one of the strongest regions. So to even get here, it's impressive, but it is such a long road in that lower bracket.
It is a long road, but it has been done before.
It has
been.
And they've got home field advantage.
They do indeed. And coming up today, it is do or die time, because for the first two matches we have here, it is going to be elimination. If you lose, you are out of the tournament. And then we have the Shopify versus BBL, which I think is going to be absolutely a crazy game. And again, they're still kind of chilling in the upper bracket. They don't have to go down there and fight just yet, but we never know what's going to happen in this tournament. And that brings us to today's MasterCard fan poll question. I want to know what you guys think at home. Which team do you think has the best shot at avoiding elimination today? Team Liquid, EG, EDG, or Crew? Scan the QR code right here, right down below me, and cast your vote now. And also make sure, tell us any other thoughts you might have and what you think using the hashtag VCT and VCT Game Changers. And we'll might feature you on the broadcast. Who knows? What do you guys think about the team that's going to avoid elimination today out of the four that's going up against it?
Liquid.
I could have guessed that.
Wait, really? No way.
Being really, really logical, I think Crew is the one that has the biggest chance to, because I didn't see enough from EDG. But yeah, I would punt Liquid and that's it.
It's going to be a nice day for you, though, if both Liquid and Crew make it, though, right?
Yeah,
You're going to be very
it's gonna be
happy
great.
about that. Yeah, what do you think, Heather?
Yeah, I think thinking logically, like, I think EG, if they're playing to their full potential, while Team Liquid is the favorite, I think they could still challenge them. EDG, we didn't see a lot yet, so in that case, I'd potentially put Crew as the one that might be the safest today.
It's hard, though.
It's
really,
hard.
really
It
hard
is
to pick.
hard, yeah.
Yeah, it is hard to pick. And while we have both of you here, I thought we play another game. I won the last one, though, right? I feel like I did win the last one. But luckily, we're not competing today. We're going to do something very, very, very fun, because you only get one chance to make a good first impression. So let's see how our Game Changers players did when they took the stage right here in São Paulo over the last couple of days. We're going to rate some walkouts. Now, you've done walkouts before, so I feel like you know what we're doing here. And we got some whiteboards here, so we gotta... Oh, we're starting. I feel like...
Okay.
Oh, that was Palestra and Carcass? Oh!
Okay.
All right, we're gonna rate it from 1 to 10. So what would you give that one? Oh, damn. I feel like I would hurt myself if I did that.
Well, yeah, it's a little more difficult for us.
I'm gonna
go...
Okay, you were quick with that.
Yeah,
okay.
I like it. I like
Alright,
it.
you
I
like
respect
it?
it. Yeah.
Okay, we'll start with you. What did you rate that one?
7.
Oh, a 7.
Yeah. Nothing great, but I expect it.
Okay. Would you do that walkout with Carcass or Palestra? You know, walking out with them. Give them
Maybe.
Yeah?
One day.
I actually rated it a lot higher than
Really?
you did.
Okay.
I'll just give you my reasoning. I gave it a 9 plus a 0.5 for the goose.
Okay.
I feel like
cool.
holding the goose and then giving a little
maybe
bump.
That was a good point.
You want to add a
Yeah,
0.5 to yours?
0.5,
Yeah.
0.5.
0.5 for the goose.
So I have an opinion about the goose. I put a 5 out of 10 because I think they needed to incorporate the goose more. If the goose was a part of this more, part of the celebration, it was just kind of, under his arm there. If they were maybe high-fiving with it too or something, it would go up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take notes, Carcass and Palestra, the next time you do this. But let's take a look at the next one. And this is EG versus... Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's cute. Okay.
That's just so great.
How do you put 9 before? Now
I
you don't have
overrated,
where
right?
to go. You don't have where to go now.
What I like about this one, I don't know how you feel about this, Muraz, is the fact that they're about to play against each other.
Yeah.
So they would have spent some time behind, backstage to try and make it up and then perform it and then play against each other.
Yeah.
It's crazy, right? Okay, I think... Oh God, I can't go lower, so I'll start with you this time.
Okay,
Sapphire.
I went a 9. I love it. It was adorable. I'm in the plushies again. The penguin just kind of wasn't part of it, and I feel like the penguin could have been incorporated. Next time, get that, and it's a 10 for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 10. Yeah.
9.
Oh, you
9.
like that one?
Yeah, I like.
Is that something that you would do, you think?
I don't think so. I'm more of the shy guy. I can leave that to Bolster probably.
No, he has to shake his ass, I feel like, when he does it. And let's do the last one, and this was EDG's Clem. I think you guys have seen this already because this is iconic. Like, this is just actually iconic. I feel like I'd be doing a disservice to even give it a number.
Yeah, that's the one I'm waiting for.
Yeah?
Every number I put before, that I'm waiting for this one. I know it.
Oh, so you couldn't do a 10?
Of course.
Until now?
Of course.
Would you do this?
As I said before, I don't think so. I really respect it. Also, the history of this walkout as well, right?
Yeah, like where it came from.
Yeah.
Actually, let's just roll the clip. We have that. I'm glad you mentioned it because
cool.
Clem herself, I think she referenced it, that it was like a faker reference. So I will show it in a second. We can do the ratings first.
Yeah, it's 100 out of 10 for me.
Wait. Okay, I think I think she actually she nailed it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
She did. Wow, the dismount was incredible.
Dare I say, I think she might have done a little bit better than Faker.
Yeah.
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 All
That's
right.
hard to beat the legend.
Yeah.
This best one I might have ever seen. Amazing, especially the nod.
Okay,
the goat
100.
himself.
Wow. You went for 10? Yeah.
Of course.
I don't have any. I could not go possibly lower than that. I go for a 10 as
It
well.
has to be a 10.
Yeah, and honestly, we do this, a lot. We have a lot of fun on the desk. We get to rate stuff. But how about you guys try and rate the desk? We're going to give you an opportunity. Definitely tweet at us because we've also got a walkout. You want to show the people at home what we got prepared?
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
all
let's
right.
do it, let's do it.
We only practice this one time, okay?
Let's see if I can do it.
All right, you got this. Yeah. Yeah! I
Pretty
thought
good.
we nailed that. I give ourselves a 10. I give ourselves a 10, I feel like. But unfortunately, for some of the teams that we have just seen, they're not going to have too many opportunities for walkouts. So some of them, it might be the last one today because it is time to talk about elimination. And we're going to kick things off with Team Liquid. They're going to be going up against EG. And I want to start with Team Liquid because first elimination match of the entire tournament, and I don't think anybody would have predicted that Liquid will be the first one to go out. And Heather, if they do go out here in front of the Brazilian crowd, it will be a massive upset.
It's devastating. There's so many people out here. They're so excited for this team. They're wearing the merch. They're waving the flags. And to not be able to play even in the semifinals or finals, it's a huge disappointment.
Yeah, I think they have the performance today. Like it's a bit pressure as well, but I think it's less pressure than the first match. Like it was their debut, so they had a lot of pressure. It was hard. I could see them playing. They were not playing like they used to do. So I think they have a lot more to show, and also I think V0 didn't show too much. She was popping off on the Game Changers São Paulo, and I'm really hoping to see that the great performance she did before, she can do it right now.
Yeah, let's talk about Bazira a little bit more because that was the first player when you even came on the desk. You were telling us that you are a big fan of. So what is it that you feel like she normally does for the team that maybe we didn't see?
Yeah, I think that she just performed really, really well in São Paulo. I think she was the huge difference for them. She was playing the central role. She was playing, getting a lot of individual play, picks and stuff. So yeah, like Sunset and Chamber, she didn't show that for now. So that's what I'm willing to see.
Is that a Chamber thing, you think, or?
No, she was playing Killers as well and performing really well, playing aggressive and stuff. But yeah, in the Chamber, you have that pressure a little bit more. You have to do that. That's the only utility you have. You have to get picks.
Yeah, she's obviously, this is one of her first big international stages before. Like, she's just kind of easing into it. Like, this was one of the key pieces the team picked up in the offseason to get them to the next level, and we're going to need to see more from her today.
Yeah, I think one of the shining beacons of hope they had against G2 last time they faced each other are the veterans on the team. Daiki and Bastarda. Heather, they were trying their goddamn best to get them over the line. They couldn't in the end, but I think it's a good thing that even in a losing situation, they were still performing.
Yeah, there's obviously a lot of potential from these two. These are two of the most known faces in this scene, and Bastarda had so many incredible plays, so many multi-frag moments, and then of course Daiki also fragging while being the IGL for this team.
Yeah, they were playing really, really well throughout the whole series, and they almost did this comeback in Sunset. And yeah, I think they can still be playing on the same level and push the team to feel more relaxed. Don't feel too much the pressure, and that if they can do that, I think they can come out with a win.
Yeah, I mean, Daiki and Basara, they were here last year, you know, at Game Changers Championship. They made it really far as well. So do you think maybe that in the back of their head, like we have to make it further next year, is putting a little bit more pressure on them, considering they got to play in front of the home crowd, the Brazilian fans?
Yeah, I think you have the two ways to think in your mind. You can think that way, or you can think, I have the experience, I can guide my players, I know what we can do. We did really well last year. We have, in their mind, better team this year. Let's go through. So you can choose where you wanna feel in your mind. So I think if they go to the right side of it, they can play better. They can relax their team, push that comforts and stuff.
Yeah, following Team Liquid's loss on day one, we spoke actually with Bastarda about what went wrong and why you should never count out Team Liquid.
Hi, I'm Thea and I'm the IGL for Evil Geniuses GC. I think the match versus SMG, we definitely learned that we need to, one, just stick to the things we know, like our fundamentals, our teamwork, and honestly, if we just brush up on some little things, I think we'll be really... I feel very energetic and just happy to be here, honestly. I think we did lose to ourselves in that match, so I still am very confident for our future matches.
The numbers, the defense from SMG hold up. The fast rotate proves to be a problem. Can Lori do this on her own? A 1v1 30 HP, tries to tuck tail, tries to get away, and Aries up on it, and it's a 4K for Lori.
You know, coming up into this, like, qualifying for this tournament, it was like a Cinderella run, right? We had like a run just through the whole lower bracket. And honestly, my team is just happy to be here because, you know, I did not think like 2 months ago that I would be at the World Championship. So I'm really just happy to be here. And honestly, if we get 8th place, you know, it is what it is, but we're gonna try our best to win. And we're just happy to play another day of Valorant.
We will talk about EG. We will talk. It's such an EG thing, right? They just want you to talk about them. We are gonna in just a moment. But I feel like for the Liquid side, they might be feeling a similar way. They're just still confident.
I think so. They've done it before. They've been in the lower bracket before. You know, they're at home. Like there's no jet lag or anything. So I think they're still gonna feel good about going into today.
Yeah, and speaking of, let's send it down to Mika Fabs, who's standing by with Team Liquid's coach, Palestra.
Palestra, do you have a second?
Yeah.
Just really wanted to know how much pressure is the team under right now, especially knowing this is the first elimination match.
I would just say let the pressure build up. I think we know our duty here. We will try to show our best one more time. I think we didn't show the best of us in the last match, so we are trying to do that right now.
Best of luck to the team.
I mean, they're self-aware, you know, about the potential of elimination or the pressures and so on. What do you think about what's going to happen with them today? Because I know that you were speaking to Palestra before the game.
Yeah, I actually just spoke to him a few minutes ago, and he actually said that there was a lot of nervousness, a lot of emotions that got to them. I think, as I said before, with the debut and stuff, and they were hyping a lot. Also facing the world champions, like reigning champions, like it had a lot of stuff together to deal with it. And they actually have a really young team. I think their oldest player is like 23 or something. So if you compare to G2, like you can't compare at all. So I think that today they can play, like they already played their first match and stuff. And yeah, I really think like they can play better. That's what he taught me.
Yeah, the ceiling is very high for this team. Like we've seen them on land before in Brazil. They do incredibly well. The energy is always high. Like as long as they can brush off those nerves, they're going to be better today.
Yeah, and speaking of things that they need to work on, again, they played well, and they played well against G2. But one thing though, Heather, is that their attack side, there were some uncharacteristic things that happened. It was a lot weaker than usual.
It's not what we're used to, what we've seen over the past year. Daiki always talked about the team is very slow. They like to wait for the team to make mistakes. They're always catching those flanks. And that was definitely not the case on Lotus. The amount of times they got caught out in the back and they were just having to push spawn because they were getting flanked from behind. It was very like one-dimensional. And then even with their comp using Astra instead of Omen, like they lacked that extra flash to be able to get out of these chokeholds like we're seeing here. So it's not the attack side we normally expect from a Daiki-led team.
Yeah, and mainly talking about Lotus, there's a really heavy attack side map. I think like you can't play that way. I mean, they really played really well on the hard part that is defending. Like Lotus is really hard to defend, and they played really well. I actually remember watching the map and was like, oh, they're really in a good shape to win and stuff. But then they threw the pistol and threw the bonus, and I think that was overcomplicating a little bit the stuff, and they can play a little bit simpler right now. So probably that helps them.
Go back to their own game plan, you know, not to overcook a little bit. But let's move on to their opponents for today, which is going to be EG. For me, I don't even feel like we've really seen their full potential. You know, they've been in certain situations like Elimination before, and they've been able to come out the other side. And at least for me, Heather, I just want to move, like today's their debut. You know, the last one didn't count. This is where we're going to see them show up.
Yeah, you gotta wipe that one clean and forget about it, because obviously what they played against, and you all remember it was a 4 duelist comp. That's certainly not what they prepped for. It threw them off their game. They have a lot of players. It was their first time ever Atlanta, an international stage. They're gonna forget that one, and today is day one.
How do you recover from this sort of defeat? Do you think it'd be an easier thing, just knowing that like, hey, it's okay, we won mentally there, we're gonna be great today?
Yeah, me as a player, if I lost that to the 4 duelist, I think I would too. I don't know. He's actually
understandable.
Yeah, really hard to deal with.
Yeah.
But like the best way to do it is to just forget it. Like forget it. We weren't there. We weren't playing at all. Just forget it. Like sometimes you don't even need to rewatch the game because like you didn't need to play at all. Like what are you gonna correct from the playing versus 4 duelists? Like just forget it and move on.
I guess the extension to that is, do you think that they should go for Lotus again today? You know, maybe redeem themselves, or just no?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think like losing the way they did, I think it could get to them. So yeah, let's see.
Let's see indeed. And I think the way that we spoke about them being a little bit tilting and nervous, it was backed up by EG themselves. We have a tweet here from PowerPixel who spoke about it after the game. She said, lost 0-2 against SMG, GG's, got nervous against the 4 duelists, for respect to them for that. Understandable. And again, it's not going to happen again. How often do you have to deal with
No, I don't think it's going to happen often. I think it's good that they have the self-awareness of like, what went wrong? Like we were nervous, and that's okay. Like that's addressable, and I know they've got a fantastic coach in them that not only helping them in game but out of game to help calm those nerves.
Yeah, and a fantastic IGL as well in Thea, who's actually with Mika Fabs right now for a quick word.
Hey Thea, have you got a second? Yeah. Okay, perfect. Have a really quick question for you.
Okay.
Just wanted to know how you're psyching yourself up for this match, especially since it's the first elimination match of Game Changers Champions.
Yes, well, in Game Changers 3, we did the lower bracket run, so every match was an elimination match. So we've been there before, you know, we know how to handle the pressure now.
Okay, good. Nothing new for you guys. Best of luck.
It's not just this, it's not just what she said, but I also have to remind everybody, in case people forgot, they beat Shopify to get here. Like, this team has beaten one of the best teams in the world before, so surely, you know, they can do this.
Yeah, I mean, mainly with with Laurie, and she's a really experienced player. She was hyping up a lot the team and stuff. I think they can play better than what they did. Of course they can.
Well, first off, I'll also say that they beat Shopify and they beat Shopify to get here. I have to remind you that, because both of those were big wins.
I feel like that's even more impressive of beating 2 different Shopifys.
2 different Shopifys. But yeah, they, like Thea said, they had that Cinderella run. They can do it. And not only was it like a Cinderella run, and it was like they dominated teams. They were actually smashing teams. They were beating the now Shopify on the maps that they're always undefeated on. So it was really good performance to get here. They have so much more potential than what we're seeing.
Yeah, and I think a couple of points with Laurie there. First of all, I love the way that you mentioned, you know, her role in the team, because even when they were getting a little bit tilted maybe last time, she didn't seem that way. She was hard as a rock, and she was high energy. But how do you think she can translate that to the rest of our teammates? How do you actually kind of make sure that your teammates feel the same way as you do?
Yeah, sure. If she's very vocal, she's like influencing the team, hyping team up when we're winning, or talking a lot when they're losing. Because like when they start losing, usually meaning a LAN, it starts to get quiet, and that's why you feel like you start to get quiet. You start to get into your head. So if there's someone talking, like pushing you, and etc., that has the experience, that changes everything.
Well said, yeah, exactly. So Lori and Thea, those veterans need to be the ones that keep the comms up no matter what. If you're down 3 to 9.5, 10 to 2, you have to keep that energy up for the players and prove to them as the veterans that there is hope and you can come back.
Yeah, and on the other side of this as well, I mean, we spoke about how crazy and how much of an upset it would be if Team Liquid were to get eliminated first in front of a Brazilian crowd. But Lori was a finalist last year. She was in the grand finals and she was very, very, very close to a trophy. So I think it would be equally shocking and upsetting, Heather, if she were to be the first one to be eliminated here.
I think so. I think people looked at this bracket and a lot of people thought, okay, EG should be staying in the upper bracket for a bit, and that's not the case. So them being in the lower at this point is very surprising.
Yeah, and as we said before, that's the EG thing. Like they did that Cinderella run in NA, they can do it right now again, and that's what's scary for Team Liquid. So yeah, I'm really hyped to see this match and how their thing's gonna work out.
Yeah, I don't want either of them to get eliminated. Yeah. I'm like, just give everyone a trophy. We have enough.
What the competition?
He's like, no, we need a winner. But earlier, I teased a little bit about the fact that we got to speak to Bastarda, and I have the clip for you guys here. This is what she had to say about what went wrong and why you should not be counting them out.
Hi, I'm Paula Naguil. I'm 23 years old and I play for Team Liquid, Brazil. I feel sad because I had really high expectations. I feel so bad for lose to G2 because we lose in communication. We was so nervous in game and we couldn't conclude the maps. Last year we lost to G2, but this year my team I think is better. So if we face G2 again, I think we will back more strong to defeat them.
Inside that pit, met up with Blanche, working to get on this extremity. Beautiful flash though for 2 insta-kills. Roxy looking to clutch it, not gonna happen! Sarah with the headhunter!
Evergenius is so good because they defeat the queens in EMEA, they defeat Topify, so I'm so anxious to play against Lori because I met her last year in tournament, so will be fun. Sorry to all the fans to the lose against G2, but we will come back stronger, I promise.
I mean, I love how she's already looking ahead, like, yeah, we're going to play G2 again. But also that point about the fans is really interesting, right? Because we are in Brazil, we're in São Paulo, we've been here before earlier this year. We know what the fans want. They want to see a Brazilian team lift the trophy. I know you do as well. So, you know, how are the fans, you think they're going to be reacting to this? And is it harder knowing that the fans just want you to win so bad?
Yeah, if you let that get to your mind, I think it's harder. You have to believe, you have to think about it like in a good way, only the good way. Only take the good way about that, and don't put too much pressure. So you, actually in the game, you kind of need to forget it a little bit. Like you don't even think about the people that are cheering. Like you think about yourself, you think about the game, and need to focus. Because if you had let that go to your mind while you're playing, that's where it gets hard.
Yeah, exactly. They talked about, you know, nerves and the fans and everything. You got to forget about that and focus on your own game. We know they do this so well. We've seen them dominate before online in venues where there aren't fans. Like, they can do this, and they need to focus on their own game and less about the outside factors.
Yeah, but also just for the fans. They, you know, we were here in São Paulo already, and they missed out. They were kind of robbed a little bit from a Brazilian team being able to lift a trophy. And I think they're going to be very like heartbroken if that happens again, right?
I think so. Not just the fans. I'm sure they have family too in the crowd, you know, and this is maybe a once in a lifetime moment for a lot of their friends and family to watch them in person, and they're going to want to walk with more wins.
I'm buying into this. I know you're cheering for Liquid. I'm kind of with you now. But it's time for the results of our MasterCard fan poll early in the show. We asked you, which team has the best shot at avoiding elimination? The results are in, and everybody said Liquid. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I'm with them.
Yeah? You're like, they're right. Yes. Yeah. And Heather, what do you think?
There's some hope for EG. 17%, they're number 2. So there's still some believers there. Some believers. Yeah.
I will say shout out to the EDG ones, because I think they probably after their first match have the hardest, have the most to prove.
Right? Yeah, they do. But you know, people maybe have fallen in love with that team. They're so fun to watch. Like they showed so much potential in their region. So I'm glad there's still some supporters there.
Yeah, I am glad too. I also have a feeling that he just made like loads of accounts being like, we gotta vote for Liquid, we gotta rig it, we gotta rig it. But I mean, we can theorize, we can tell everyone what we think. And of course, the fans, you at home, you have your say. But this comes down to the players. It comes down to the teams. They have their own fate in their hands. And after today, we'll be down to our top 6. Who's going to make it? Let's find out and kick off day 3 of Game Changers Championship 2023.
I think that my teammates would agree with me that we're confident going into any match. I'm not worried about playing anyone at this event. We're gonna do good regardless.
Yani bütün takım arkadaşlarıma aşırı fazla güveniyorum ve bence bu yüzden biz bu kadar güçlüyüz. Görünüşte çok kırılgan olabiliriz ama en iyisi biziz.
We're still pretty confident going in against BBL, even though they're really good at shooting. I think we have really good utility and we have really good teamwork.
Shopify'a karşı kazanacağız. Tanrı onlara merhamet etsin çünkü biz etmeyeceğiz.
Let's put on a show.
第一次的国际赛事，大家就是很开心能来参加，就是放松去打这比赛就行了。但就是我们打谁都一样，就是打好自己，尽自己全力就可以了。
Pude como player haber dado mucho más, haber ayudado mucho a mi equipo y claramente haberle ganado a BL que estaba ahí.
面对 crew 我们有自信，然后希望我们能在比赛的时候打出我们训练赛的成果。
Tenemos muchas ansias de ganar y vamos a entrar a la cancha con todo.
我们会尽全力的，然后希望我们能打出一个精彩的比赛。
Nobody wants to lose, but losing is how you learn, so we know what to do for next time.
To get out of lower bracket, we need to be more calm and more resilient. I'm confident because I trust in my team.
Team Liquid, we just see them as just another opponent. I think if we play our game, we'll win.
I'm so anxious to play against Evil Geniuses because they defeat the Queens in EMEA, they defeat Shopify. I'm down, but I'm not out. Watch me.
So we're starting map selection process for TL versus EG. For this match, we're gonna have a coin flip to decide which team starts choosing. So the choice is based on alphabetical order. So TL will be tails and EG will be heads. Okay. So heads is the front of the coin and tails is the back. Okay. So it's heads. EG starts choosing. Choosing a side, yeah.
Team B.
EG and TL is team A. So TL starts banning a map.
Ben Breeze.
Breeze, a ban for EG.
Ban Lotus.
Lotus, pick for TL.
Big Splitch.
Split, side on split for EG.
Start attack.
Attacking, map pick for EG.
Pick Ascent.
Ascent, side on Ascent for TL.
Defense.
Defense. So defense, the second set of bans. TL, we have Haven, Bind, and Sunset.
Ben Sunset.
Sunset, the last ban for EG, we have Haven and Bind.
Ban. Ban Bind.
Ban Bind, so Haven is the sider. Side on Haven for TL.
Attack.
attack. Okay, that's it. Good luck, have fun.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Good luck.
The upper bracket, it didn't go their way, but that does not matter anymore. This is elimination. No more second chances, and you do not want to be the first team to be sent home here.
Definitely not, especially on your home soil. But either team is going to desperately want to win this today. Going out in last is the worst feeling.
It is indeed.
Yeah, I'm really hyped to see this one. I'm really gonna cheer for Liquid here. I can say it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I mean, especially after we saw the map vetoes, you know? Marius, you already suggested that do not go near the Lotus, maybe just ban it out. They listened to you, they did. What do you make of the rest of the map picks?
Yeah, I think they're playing comfort map picks. I was seeing how they did. Like they have a really strong split, and I don't know how EG left it out, to be honest.
Oh, you're surprised that EG, they went for the split? Yeah, they let it out.
Yeah, it's very surprising to me because TL is undefeated in the last 2 months, 5-0 on it, while on the other side, EG, they did win the against the old Shopify on it, but beyond that, they never play that map. So it's very interesting. And then also, as we go into the next map, Ascent, that's kind of one where, again, like, EG, it's not necessarily their favorite. They do well on it, though. It's interesting.
Yeah, it's the fact that they both completely avoided the maps they played already. They're like, we're not going to do Sunset, we're not going to do Lotus, we're just going to have a fresh start here. I also want to talk about, you know, when it comes to the comps of EG on Split, because it feels like they don't really know what they want to play on Split, so I don't know how we're going to try and guess what they bring out. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't really think what to expect, to be honest. Yeah, it's gonna be probably something completely new. I don't think they play with these five players together with Split already, so I don't really know what to expect.
I mean, what do you think about the Chamber? They played Chamber last time they played Split. You want to see that again?
You actually can play the Chamber in the map. I don't think it's too bad. I just don't like it too much. I think you have better options. You can play the Cypher comp, you can play the Jet comp. I think those are much more fit on.
Yeah, and then obviously if we look at the new player, Scary Shark, like just coming into the duelist role in the last couple weeks, and then obviously now playing the Raze here. We did see her in Jet the other day.
Yeah, and as you guys can see in the Prime Gaming Agent select, they have changed things up a little bit. Liquid, we didn't expect that. Anyway, is this a mirror matchup? No, the Cypher for the KJ, that's a little bit different. So what do you guys think? What do you make of this?
Yeah, I like this a little more. I think we know Starbound more on that Cypher. That's something that they've been playing more. It's obviously a nice counter to the Raze.
It was a Team Liquid pick, right? Split. I think they probably start attacking, and I'm a little bit scared attacking side with this comp. I'm scared.
Okay, don't be
really
scared.
hard.
You got this.
I'm scared.
We have the maps and the agents, and all that's left to do is send it over to your casters. Here's Mimi and Ender.
Thanks very much to Yinsu and the desk. Yes, this is going to be the first elimination game here in São Paulo for the Game Changers Championship. And for EG, they have nothing to lose. No one expected them to be here, to make it this far with a substitute now. But for TL, there is everything against them. This is their home they're playing for.
Absolutely everything is on the line for Team Liquid right now. This is their city, this is their crowd, this is their stage. They can't lose now.
And it starts here on Split. Evil Geniuses on the attack, and they're taking mid control.
Yes, they are. Evil Genius is taking a little slower at the start here, and you'll see this now with a lot of this, the Viper and Cypher on the same comp. It's actually the Viper wall over towards B, so lurk options on both sides of the map for EG while they slowly pressure into mid. Once that Viper orb comes up, though, they have to wait that out before scaling up.
There's a lot of stall here for TL, and they'll look to break through the space with the Roomba. It spots players out, but TL will fall away and instead turn their attention to re-clearing A main.
Yeah, double info cycle from TL behind as that orb drops in mid, and also dodging away from some of those Cypher cages on that A side. Now EG leaning over into A. There's plenty of stall here for Team Liquid between the Viper wall and that Killjoy utility, and already Daiki's rotated over into heaven.
And with mid control still that of Team Liquid's, they can have fast rotates into this A side. The execute is forthcoming, and committed into the back lines is Bizera. Can she get out of this one in time? No, she's gonna fight more. Has a teammate joining her in the site. It's Daiki, and they have to take down Scary Shark. She's gone, and the trade's come in time for EG. The flood retake is in Starbound, shuts it down 4-1, and it leaves it on Jujina.
Team Liquid just kept on flooding in there. It's only Jujina left. No Paranoia to play with whatsoever. And Lori Power Pixel just gonna hide, hold hands together on site.
Power Pixel doesn't spot her on the jump peak. She'll creep around the corner, spot it. It's a dink on the jump, and it's Lori on the shutdown. EG get their first pistol.
Yes, they do. Team Liquid, you can see there, they're just trying to flood over as fast as humanly possible on that one. But I think once they lost the 2 players on site, busting through that smoke on screens ended up costing them big time. They had that 180 crossfire held against them, and that's where EG thrived.
Oh, and some great movement there from the player brand new to Raid, being able to jiggle back and forth behind the cover in sight to give time for the rest of her team to join and win out that round for EG. And you see what it means. I mean, after the games that they've played, after getting rolled over by a 4-duelist comp, it has to feel good to finally be playing like yourself.
You've literally just got to forget and move on for Evil Geniuses. And we heard Thea talking about it beforehand. Hey, they already have made that lower bracket run in stage 3. It's a lower bracket run again.
Yeah, and talking to the coach of this team, Jovi, something very familiar for EG, described it to me as playing on house money. Seems like a common theme at this point, but this team, anything they can get done, any win they can get, it's a big moment.
Check this out from Team Liquid, though. They've crept up 110 on the clock. We were like, hey, EG didn't really do anything. Are they setting up for another A-slam? This time, they just run into one player and back on the way.
Reclear into mid for Lori here is there'll be a bit of prodding going on over towards the A site, and the spike will move over there as well.
Yeah, EG just looking to finish once again into the A site. It's just a carbon copy of the last round, although no Killjoy utility this time. It's actually Bizera hiding out behind Flower Box.
Does she get checked here? Surely this should be an angle cleared thoroughly. And, well, it isn't.
What?
And now the Classics are getting something. Got 2 kills. Greedy there from Bizera, and she'll be punished as a result. Great work from Starbound to trade back for 2. With Molly's coming into that position, and Starbound being pushed out to the open, they are in trouble, and TL has gotten this done. 5 Classics, and they win the round.
Just ridiculous scenes here on Split to start it off. I mean, Daiki did fantastic work from backside. It seemed like nothing was going right, but then all of a sudden, Bizera gets that right-click one-shot onto the first player, and Nora falls, and Daiki, money from backside.
A ridiculous MasterCard thrifty there to win out, and credit to the flash utility from Daiki, the IGL. Both of her flashes were just money in that round, giving 2 free kills each time.
And I'm wondering what went wrong, because there was no smoke on Heaven, or it dropped already. I think they ended up getting stalled out pretty heavily by a late Molly going onto the ground. Now, of course, in terms of economy, Evil Geniuses have absolutely nothing. Team Liquid have bought themselves so much cushion for the rest of this half.
Issa just on this perma mid-control duty that she's proved very good at. Despite that loss to G2, I think these new players on Team Liquid proved how adept they were, how familiar they are being on a LAN stage like this one.
100%. I mean, Team Liquid, we say it's their stage. That's because stage 3 of GC, they played all through here. No strangers to that stage, no strangers to the crowd as well, which already you can hear getting a little rowdy after that pistol win in round number 2. Evil Genius is taking things slow once again.
But they'll group up towards B.
Evil Geniuses maybe were hoping the Team Liquid would go for a walk down like they did in the previous round, but now they've got to commit with 35 seconds left.
Georgina on the line, and she has more smokes to stall this one out. It is a triple lineup. That is disgusting.
You just couldn't ask for anything better.
How many bullets? Two. 2 bullets, 3 kills?
2 bullets, 3 kills.
Great value.
If that's not a bargain bin deal, I don't know what is.
Doesn't get better than that. 10 seconds left. Give her the ace. Come on. Gina wants some more, and Thea will steal it away with a nice dink out of the classic. I mean, a 1 mag 4K. You take those.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It's that gamer posture, right? You get the knee, the higher the knee, the crisper the aim, the less bullets you actually need.
She's chilling.
She's absolutely chilling. I love it. Let's look at that again. And this is that nice, I mean, 3 kills instantly. I love these smokes you can see, by the way, creating a tiny little one-way. Make it so much harder than a normal smoke in the choke. Then she pushes forward. She's got that confidence to take the shots.
Georgina's really an expert on any front. She's a player who constantly has to flex around in all the different comps the Team Liquid plays, but every agent, it seems she has such a high level with, and this Omen is no different. 3 players set up in mid. Could be a bit of a trap play if EG commit into this space.
I think Team Liquid expecting a pace change here with the buy of the rifles, and you'd expect that to be up through mid, and then leaning into one of your lurk sides. Georgina just with the paranoia ready to go off of any contact, that jump peek from best start.
Paranoia through, but it's too early. No one there to receive the play. EG, they get a lot of util out of TL for free.
Oh, Daiki takes the shot over from screens. That's a teleport across. So Georgina shows herself in vents, then TP's over to B heaven. It's a B hold here with 3 players from TL.
This might make them think that B is light, but with space towards ramp, that's actually being robbed away quickly. That was a very swift rotation from Daiki to re-clear that space, but the spike again rotating back on over towards an A
It's
finish.
dangerous though. EG showing again the tendency to fall back into A, where the heavy Killjoy Viper Salt has always been set up.
That it is. But they still have dive utility on Scary Shark. Her Satchel just trying to break utility. Can she get ahead of this one? Nora into the back lines, and Bizarra not able to get the job done. And Daiki's low on HP. This smoke is great to support her as she walks into the site. EG have to take care of these players, but Scary Shark is wrapped around.
30 seconds
but
left.
still, Daiki in the back lines. And Scary Shark's just not looking. Does she have the discipline? The time to get 2, absolutely. Is it enough from the IGL? 2v2 now, an off angle found by Power Pixel, leaving it down to Issa. And the molly was good, but the shot's not there. EG somehow get away with that one.
It's such an important round to close. I mean, Daiki has been insane on the side, but the duo of Power Pixel and Starbound, they joining into this EG roster, this team, they have really had a breakout year, stepping up from, you know, just outside the cusp at tier 1 in the GC scene. You always knew that the 2 of them had the talent. They closed out here after, you know, you lose that second round to the Pistols. You had a terrible day 1 showing EG needed this to get the momentum back for themselves.
Yeah, EG really a team wholly new to this level of competition, and they rise to the occasion.
I mean, Nora as well there with fantastic entry, getting 2 kills in her 2nd game ever with EG.
Second one ever on any GC main event. She hasn't even played in anything but qualifiers in North America, and is now here in São Paulo for the championship.
The last GC game she played was versus Evil Geniuses, getting eliminated and not being able to make it into top 8 when she was a Supernova in Stage 3.
No way she could have seen this coming. Another A setup for EG. They're looking to take ramp control in this one, or to just continue to take care of the players in the backside. Scary Shark double satcheling in. We've seen this one before. Kenzie, I'll find the counter. Daiki will! 3 from range. A shorty around the corner, and Daiki is doing it all. It's only Lori left. And what the hell could she do here? No HP, and Daiki is gunning for it. Lori, though, replies for 2 of her own, but surely no round should come of it.
Daiki has just been unreal on this A site. EG just don't have an answer for her.
30 seconds left.
They know exactly where Lori could be. And with 20 seconds, she's forced into Issa's line of fire. Team Liquid, they find an answer for those A-side hits.
Yeah, I mean, Evil Geniuses need to stop playing follow the leader. I think that's the 2nd time in 5 rounds. There's been just 2 kills instantly collapse through each other. And again, it's running into that solid. I was talking about, they're just running straight through a Viper wall.
Do you think there's a bit of a disconnect between Scary Shark and the rest of the team? Because it seems like this race keeps being all the way out on the site and everyone else is still stuck behind the stall.
It's a pathing thing, and that's a great catch, right? Because Nora keeps satcheling into the site, and then a player swinging out from elbow, or Daiki there is just stepping out from the screen smoke. So the second players, they're usually thinking on the EG side, hey, Scary Shark is going to deal with the first contact. We can take the chip damage of the Killjoy Molly, the Viper Wall, all that. That's fine, because no one should be fighting us. But yeah, I think they need to deal with those longer angles first. Take things slower. Maybe, try to get some control over towards Heaven so they can come out from Heaven, and that makes it much harder to peek out from elbow or screens when there's that second way into the site for EG.
A lot of Coach Jovi's job here has to be mental. EG talked about their game versus SMG. A lot of the issues just being mental, not playing like themselves. Players losing a few rounds to a comp like that and just starting to fall to bits. They need to avoid that today when elimination is on the line.
100%. I think when you're looking at their game versus Team SMG, they were just faltering in the gunplay. Right now, I'm not seeing that, right? We've had a couple of good entries from Nora, good shots at the end of rounds. They've just been getting destroyed by one site anchor. It is a concept, it is an approach issue for EG right now, just 5 rounds in, and with pistols, they're gonna look to solve that for the rest of the half.
11-3 start here for Daiki, the 19-year-old IGL, and she still performs like this in pretty much every game you watch from Team Liquid.
Couldn't ask for a better leader from Team Liquid, rebuilding the roster around her and Bastarda. What's the plan from EG though? Because it's been 5 pretty slow paced rounds, again with the pistol, just hoping they can take some sort of a silly shot up mid to make something happen. But I think Team Liquid has done a really good job of flushing out to make sure there can't be some group play once the Viper orb drops in mid. There's always, when that orb is going down the first time, going to be that boom bot and also that Sky Utility over towards A. If it's not Sky Utility, it's Daiki just shooting people in the face.
And you see the confidence for TL. When the coach talks about this team, hey, we're strategically good, but they have shooters as well. And there are rounds like this where they just get let loose. Bastarda is just walking down mid and gonna find a forward angle here against Lori. Fully supported, of course. She's gonna swing for more. Okay,
yeah,
Bastarda, yeah, she's feeling it.
Farm that ultimate. Yeah, you die there. Hey,
that's
just
fine.
as good as a kill. Bastarda's gonna have the ult in the next round. Daiki, who used her ult last round, is just 2 away herself. Like, oh man, Team Liquid absolutely on pace here in that.
Shows the experience for TL, being worried about those little things, prioritizing who gets ult orbs, thinking not just about this anti-eco, but these future rounds too.
30 seconds left.
At least Lori's got a rifle in hand here. I'll try to do something with that, but evil geniuses would be lucky to get a spike plant down at this point in time. 20 seconds, and now the lean is coming in. Daiki's on the way to back up Izu, who falls in Heaven, but no one's expecting a second player this quickly.
Flash is great, and Gina on the site will hold things down. Lori, no time to work with in this one. She's picked up a rifle, sure, and any damage would be great, but as she dives into the site, she's not long for this one unless she finds a shot like this. There's no time regardless, and now it becomes a question of keeping that gun, which she'll do, and gets the ult as well.
Yeah, I mean, she is capped on money. You can still plant the spike after the round technically ends, and it won't cap you at 1,000 bonus credits. Of course, there would have been a fight coming in, so at the end of the day, not so bad for EG.
Not too bad indeed. So this round going to be an important one. A lot of big ults coming into this one that TL earned on that anti-eco.
100%. And I want to see a pace change for them. I think doing something over towards B Heaven as well. If they can try to get past this Viper utility early, that is an option for them. They're not quite set up for it. It looks like it may be more of a ramp dive. You can see the position of Thea over in the sewers. That's just going to be a paranoia up and potentially a double satchel as well to scale. No satchel. They're going to take their time. Oh god, they're going off site.
But you see the setup for TL. They were ready for the rocket, so everyone is off site. Has to be used against just that turret instead. So EG 5v5 in the post plant.
Yeah, and they're going to leave 2 players on ramp as well. Eyes on Starbound and Power Pixel. They're going to be so important at re-wrapping into Heaven in the post plant.
Bastarda has a rocket for the retake, but you see the proactivity from EG. They'll take space towards spawn, but what's the reaction from Team Liquid? The fight focuses on main. Rocket up and over the top, connection onto one. Bastarda's still alive, and where's Starbound gone in that? Lost in the chaos, and now diving into the site. They have a great position in this one, and you see EG again pushing for space towards spawn. Paranoia is not in time to save Bizarra, so it all comes down to Jujina, and she's gone. That's one side dealt with. Here comes the other. War, it's won by EG as well.
Great post plant setup there from EG. They just abandoned site entirely to play 3 screens, 2 on ramp, and even with that Raze ult coming in, at best, it's a 1-for-1 trade. EG, if you can get those forward positions on A, it's going to look very, very good for them.
Love the change of pace there from EG, but without those power ultimates available again, they're going to have to slow this one back down.
Yeah, and that's really how this map has developed, I think, when we're seeing, you know, Sentinel plus double smokes on this map. It's kind of leaned back into that heavy stall defense split that we saw way back at the start of the tournament. It makes these burst plays much harder, but over on B, I think that may be an area EG can test. Team Liquid looking to fight here. The first round, Daiki's been set up in Garage, and they probably look to re-clear that in the next few seconds, I would imagine.
I love all these one-ways we're seeing from Jujina. It's been a huge boon to being able to get this extremity control consistently.
Yeah, they dog out from B main, it gets broken, and now they're actually still taking space. Jujina left, and now 2 players walking up into B heaven. Bastarda and Daiki holding hands there.
I know they have a lot of stall in position here. Mollies, a nade, all of that can shut down a push, but you see the Sky rotating, be back over towards A. That'll be canceled now when this dog is hurt in mid.
EG have just never had a position in mid. All these late round leans have been into A main, and it looked like they were almost going to do it again. They still haven't made a decision. With now Lori going over towards the B site, maybe they try to set up some kind of fake utility from Daiki into mid. The spike's there as well.
Interesting pick here from Power Pixel. This'll let them wrap all the way around into that A site, but ECL wise to it. There's a very small gap, and it's only a fake. They want to finish towards B, but look at the Seekers getting
Fantastic.
great info.
Yeah, Daiki will be able to clear out that pit. No one's in there. It's a full B slam with only 30 seconds and 3 players from TL.
The paranoia is great, but Starta stuck behind the side. Jujina does enough, but Starta on the swing as well. The spike is dropped, and the plan is foiled. Last 2 players of EG have no chance in this one.
The site anchoring from Team Liquid is too good. The rotations are coming in too quickly. Evil geniuses have to throw this playbook out the window. They need mid control or every round is doomed.
They have not had boots on the ground in B heaven or vents a single time this game. Expertly controlled by Team Liquid.
Nora, Power Pixel, they save rifles. There's money they've got to buy. That's no issue from Evil Geniuses. The game plan is. And what's been going wrong, right? This hold, I mean, what a great position, tucked over in the corner. You've got the trade coming in from Bastarda to wrap around the corner. So the fighting is happening aggressively on the B site, and then on A, there's heavy stall. Maybe attacking A early to pull out utility, and then playing the round to make players lean over is the way to go.
And if the game against SMG was about players not showing up, pressure on the big stage, this game has very much been about strategy thus far, and Team Liquid outclassing the North American representative.
Cages across. A lot of times this can just be for a lurk, but it's actually to get Nora posted up here. One satchel was used to make sure no one can actually step through that
Look
cage.
how much space Team Liquid is getting in mid for practically free every round.
And now they're going to know that mid lurk, I mean, whenever it's an A hit, you always leave your smoke player outside of B, and that's going to be fully contained as well.
They control every avenue except for A on Team Liquid. There is no doubt that this is going to be a hit towards A.
Good news is, alarm bot broken in A heaven. No player actually there. Bad news is, Team Liquid usually don't play heaven. They end up stacking the site, and that turret will actually, from site, watch the deep cross. So Team Liquid can be very comfortable playing a little bit more passive. This is what I was talking about, though. Play A early, burn some utility, you know, burn some of that choke control, that info, and then reset into mid after you hold rotations. No one's actually playing mid now from Team Liquid. This is very good mid-rounding from Thea, the new IGL.
It's excellent. And Lori will clear all the way towards heaven. Only the start of the hold, and she is ahead of the curve. Scary Shark is down. Losing those satchels on the B exact could change this round.
Yeah, Starbound, though, massive lurk into A heaven. They're going to fall back into them if they can get this kill in spawn. But there's a trip in their hand. Starbound falls.
That is ridiculous. What an opportunity loss for EG, because look at TL. Everyone's ready for this one. The turret's getting a kill. And can they get more? 10 seconds to get onto this site, and look who's there. Bizarra will end this round. If only she can stay alive, and she's just done enough. Stay on the stick. A 1v3, and the swing is coming. Team Liquid, shut it down again.
Just an execution of a round. Georgina having a great time. That trip in hand is an absolute heartbreak. That was the round I wanted to see, almost like minute to minute. That's what I love. But as soon as Nora falls, they're already looking about going back into A. Starbound's just got to clear that fight first. It's a tragic timing.
And you would have thought that would be the round where we saw the Starbound from North America. The one whose lurks helped in droves to upset Shopify Rebellion, deliver them their first ever loss. But we're not seeing it here. Team Liquid now up 6-3 on split.
And as soon as EG find an answer, well, now they don't have guns because they lost, but also the setup changes from Team Liquid, right? Bizarra rotates that turret over into B, a very deep alarm bot because she has the lockdown. It's a full B retake, and for the first time ever, Team Liquid will fight aggressively into A. EG have 2 players here to catch it, but already tagged out by a bird.
And look at the setup on B. It's going to be full retake off the lockdown.
Yes.
The mollies will allow that to happen.
Exactly. They don't have to fight. Maybe take a fight in heaven. Maybe just stall it out, because that's a really deep smoke in the heaven as well. They're fighting for, though, like I said. 2 players fall. As Evil Geniuses try to come back into heaven, they have no control over ramp.
But Team Liquid is aware of this one, and Daiki gets great info off the bird. They're worried about a flank from the other side, but it's the same from Isa, who whiffs out on her shots. Now here comes another call, another rotation. But remember those mollies? They were just for the retake, and now they're actually going to be the thing that shuts down the site. This is ridiculous. Where are their mollies here? And EG is shocked by what they're seeing. Where do they go now?
Yeah, I mean, just an impossible round. 45 seconds, they have time to play, and Bizarra repositions to B main. She can ult the site like she's the attacker.
Ridiculous moments. And it's coming in. 40 seconds, so buy time for a team to rotate. Does EG fight for the space?
Well, EG can get the spike down, and they can also play CT, they can play back screens. They're all going towards spawn, and we fully flipped the map. Team Liquid are coming 3 through B main.
TL attacking in this round, locked down there, and we have to watch Scary Shark. The only player with a rifle in this post plant, and it's planted for heaven. This reposition is great.
And this Viper wall to actually know the Viper's dead, it's not going to help them whatsoever.
No, it won't. But in heaven, can they find the timing? Can they take down these players? There's still smokes for Jujina, and it's going to be a stick here for Bizarra. Only one player has the potential to spam.
Oh no.
And Taya's on the swing. Scary Shark, where is she? It's all Jujina! She just rips their heads up in heaven. And Team Liquid win one of the most ludicrous rounds we've seen here at GCC.
I'm literally dizzy from watching that, but Jujina perfectly balanced, perfectly composed in that round again. What a player. I mean, obscene, right? That the retake setup from Killjoy pushes EG into this position, but what an angle from Jujina. Also, her paranoia forced 2 players off of that angle, then she kills the spawn player. Even if she doesn't get those kills, no one's killing the diffuser.
She's having an incredible game here on her stage. Trap play for TL in mid.
Just running it back in that round 3 setup, I believe. Lori wins the opener. They have mid control potentially, but there's still 2 players. Team Liquid are so confident pushing forward. Daiki trades it out.
Lori shows her head. That's enough for the leader of TL to find the trade. It evens out 4v4.
What have EG lost? All right, they still have paranoia. They only have 1 satchel to get into sight, and Starbound, well, they have pushed up into A main. No fight, no space taken towards heaven. Daiki now sending a dog to re-clear ramps, expecting the late A lean. Every single mid-round from EG that started in mid has been a late A finish, and Daiki's just reading it like a book.
The bird confirms that there's still players present in A main, but no one can commit to rotating over just yet. Still, this Killjoy setup could be critical.
Yeah, and Daiki always goes back to screens to take the long fight. EG have adapted, though. It's about heaven control first before the sight hits.
40 seconds. They still have options with mid control. They could even pivot back here.
Once this goes down, we'll get the first word. Paranoia comes out, so they scale up into heaven. That's the second satchel, and Bizarra's just taking the fight.
It's perfect from Bizarra, but here's the time for Daiki to step up, but she's shut down. Thea just ahead of that one, and now Bizarra is alone in this site, and she's wounded. 1 HP is not enough to get it done. It'll be a post-plant for EG, but yeah, look at that lurk. She's worked all the way back around it. Might have just found the moment. Yeah, they're in the perfect position.
Jujina, you know exactly where you are. What can you give us here? Smokes to creep on out. 3 players spamming away the tripwire. It's not going to happen. Evil Geniuses on the board.
Somehow, EG still have a salvageable half here on Split.
I mean, I think I'm seeing the building blocks come together, right? Instead of just busting it out onto site, they go up into heaven, and they've realized that Daiki always repositions out of heaven into that screen's angle. So EG, that's why 2 rounds in a row now, they've kept going for these spawn pushes. That's where they're catching Team Liquid. It's a little bit late in the half, but it's enough to try and get them 5, which on attack, they can be very content with.
But off these round wins, EG is yet to ever build momentum. This is their chance. In the final round of the half, they'll set their sights somewhere new. Control towards B main being taken with the Viper's Pit on the other side for Issa, and Bastarda has to concede the space.
Yeah, okay, now Evil Geniuses, no raises on this B side. Bastarda with the ultimate there. Oh, I don't know if you run into that. But then what do? It's an aggressive Viper wall through mid, a new Killjoy setup with double mollies in vents and the pit in main. Whew.
They have Seekers. That's an option to get through that pit, but even that's a risk. What side do you choose? Has to start in mid. They'll pop Seekers now, so it has to be a committal towards B. But look at the setup. 3 players holding from Team Liquid, and they actually want to push space towards B main. Now this sets up a bunch of different angles for TL, and no one is watching Daiki, but it's only one. Bastarda's still alive in main, and she's found herself an enclave.
Main control is so important now for Bastarda. She's actually going to re-wrap into mid, and that's where Starbound's position is critical. Starbound is in the middle of 3 players.
How much can they get done? Bastarda low on HP and not ready for Starbound's angle. Now there's so many worries for the rest of TL, and this is perfect from Starbound.
Yes, perfect. Get that kill, fall back to main. It's planted in the open for them.
A 2v2 on site, but that will not last long. Starbound is arriving, and the
another
teleport
repo
gets the Omen back to main. Only 1 left on the site, but if they fall, it's not a matter. But Power Pixel will get 1 before they go down, and Bizarra has so much to worry about. A Cypher cam broken. Needs half on the spike. Her turret to be that first point of contact. She's just trying to hold, but that is not going to happen. Evil Geniuses claim 5 at the half.
Evil Geniuses make the right adaptations on the fly, something we didn't see versus Team SMG, and it's close coming in at the end of the half. Starbound having a breakout first half here.
Absolutely excellent recovery in that half from Evil Geniuses. Seeing, I think, some great individual decision-making like this one, especially from Starbound with that reposition.
And solid post plans, yeah, exactly. The Omen ult to join them in main too. Right on the money for EG.
Beautiful stuff from EG. In the second half awaiting us after we hear from the analyst desk.
Thank you very much, Mimi and Ender. Now, we weren't quite sure what we're going to get in the Agents leg going into this map. There was a difference, you know, the KJ for the Cypher. I wanted to ask you guys about that change, you know, especially looking towards these 2 players, because Sapphire, Starbound had a great first half. The Cypher, you can see why they went with that pick.
Yeah, definitely. It's a pick that Starbound has been great on historically, getting a lot of like mid control, and then you've noticed their positioning too. When they get that post plant, they're always in a position to be like able to catch that flank, and that's because with that Cypher utility, they're always like on the hunt for information.
Yeah, I'm a really bit worried with the attacking side Killjoy, because you can't really get too many info. You can deny info as well, which Cypher can. You can throw the cages, you can set up a camera, know who's playing A, who's playing B, and provide your team with stuff. And Killjoy is only about the postman.
Yeah, and so obviously as we go into the second half, like it's going to be a little concerning for TL. Well, we look at that agent select. There's going to be a lot of pressure on Bizarra here to make a difference with that Killjoy.
I mean, we've spoken about it already, right? Bizarra, a player that I know you're already a big fan of, that didn't necessarily show her full potential the first time around. How tough is it going to be for her on the attack side here?
Yeah, I don't really see the point, apart from comfort picking Killjoy instead of Cypher, mainly in this patch right now, which Cypher is really strong. So yeah, probably she can do way better.
Yeah, well, let's see if she can indeed, and send this back to Ender and Mimi for the second half.
7-5 here for Team Liquid, and thus far, the leadership of this squad have been having an incredible game.
14 kills Daiki, 12 Jujina. The primary and secondary callers for Team Liquid. And they're already going aggressive up here. Bastarda scaling into heaven. What a pace change compared to Evil Genius's half.
And these players on B, they are going to get pinched. 2 from main, 2 from on high. How much can Scary Shark do? She's caught off completely in the open and will be taken down, leaving Thea in a very strange position. Hunkered down inside her very own smoke, trying to find a gap. That's a flash to somehow catch Bizarra. Now the dive's coming in. EG want to try and flood retake, but it might have been too soon. It's a 2v2.
You couldn't write it better. Daiki Georgina, the last 2 players alive for TL. Power Pixel and Starbound on the opposite side, but those 2 players are isolated for EG. Team Liquid right next to each other.
No util, but Starbound has a great angle here. Smoke, though. Perfect to get Georgina forward, but the spam is good. On to Daiki. Spots the player towards heaven, but can't find the shot. Needs to isolate a duel here against Starbound, and it has to be perfection. 51 HP to work with. And she's ready on the angle, but it's only 1 shot found. Starbound wins EG a critical pistol.
Wow. Spooked me for a second there with Daiki, how she's been shooting, always getting 1 more than she should. Yeah, Evil Geniuses close out nicely there. They're able to regroup together. It looks a little bit spooky when they were separated, but that smoke almost allowed them to fall out from heaven, get together, and I mean, that spam, simply ridiculous. Different round without that, for sure.
Hey, Starbound!
Let's
I
go.
got you.
Get down. We've been waiting for that energy from Evil Geniuses.
They got to convert it, though, because last half, they also won pistol, and then they lose this round, too. And last time it was to
5 classics?
Yeah, this time it's to 4 sheriffs. Team Liquid are egoing EG right now.
I have heard tales about the Brazilian sheriff before.
It's certainly true. They got the spike plants, a little bit of extra money to go for this one, and this time actually throwing that default wall compared to last round where they just used it for the actual hit itself. TL get a little funky with those Viper walls at times.
That they do. EG. 2 players posted towards heaven, just holding towards mid. TL looking to take much more of a focus in that space on their attack half.
I believe only Bastardo was spotted out by that dog, and yeah, the rest of Team Liquid, they've got Vents control. It's a very different understanding of this map compared to EG. Splitting up into A Heaven here, and then attacking down into the Cypher.
Here comes those Cypher trips, though, from Starbound, and that's big for Lori to get into the site and be able to help out her Cypher player. You see the Viper actually making it past as well. Means EG will have a very strong hold.
I love this freeze call from Team Liquid. You take A Heaven and then don't do anything. EG, they're wondering, are they back in mid? Are they going B Heaven? They're paralyzed right now against TL's control of the map.
Yeah, you see Rika is coming on the other side. EG is cautious, but they're committed to keeping 3 in this site. Dog spotted. Now they'll confirm that this is still a setup on A. Nade towards elbow. Here comes those Cypher trips. Will they catch anyone off guard? No. TL's taking this one
30
slow.
seconds
They're
left.
patiently walking into the site, and Lori picks one off from range. Isolating these players will be so important. You can't let them find any shots with those sheriffs. And Lori, well, she's doing a great job of it. 4 kills won't be allowed. Her ace as Bastarda picks her off, but EG should have dealt with this one. Spike picked up, and Scary Shark closes.
Yeah, I think Lori just saw what Daiki was doing last half. She's like, okay, I'll reposition the screens, I'll flood back into sight, and I'll just kill everybody. Seems like a good strat. Just yoink that one up, take that one all the way to the bank.
30 seconds
Lori, a
left.
very important player for this EG squad. Everyone else so inexperienced. You have 3 players where this is their first big opportunity with assigned team just coming this year. And of course you have Thea, who, well, she's been on a lot of teams before. She's always been, you know, the youngster, the new player, the one being supported. Now she's stepping up to be an IGL. And having Lori, who's been here before, who's been close to winning championships before, is going to be really important.
Not just close. 1 map away 3 different times. Reverse swept in the finals last year.
And going out in the first round after that would be heartbreaking. Definitely that chip on her shoulder.
But the onus switches to Team Liquid in this round now, leaving Iza over towards A to get the lurks done. Because they're running the Killjoy instead of the Cypher, they need that Viper to be that A presence, and they're going pretty quickly. Nora has to use both satchels to escape.
But again, TL, they're very good at kind of surging to take a little bit of space and then freezing in the mid-round.
I do love the way they call. It's interesting hearing Palestra talk about the changes they made to this team coming into this year and wanting it to be much more of individual agency, right? Playing less, you know, necessarily by the book and really unlocking their players to make decisions. That especially comes down to the leadership of Daiki and Georgina.
Last year, it was Daiki's first real shot as a leader. Now she's a veteran on her home stage.
And now she's faking the B-hit on the sky. Ooh, no ping might sell this just a little bit that no one's ready, but actually it's enough for a paranoia, and the Seekers will reveal.
Starbound alone on A site.
30 seconds left.
Getting 1 kill for them will be vital. It's just Sheriff. And TL clean on the execute. 2 picks through. And EG very late to this rotation. They are here in time to try and flood out, but look at his positioning in elbow. Nice shot by Lori, but there's no weapons recovered, and you already see this stall util coming in important for the side of Team Liquid.
Yeah, Daiki's going to be so late to this in main, but when she shows up, she's just going to chew EG up.
Another molly in, and EG are completely stalled out on this retake. TL deal with it artfully. An 8th round for them.
Now, true bonus taken by EG there. First chance of rifles coming up next after the short break.
I mean, look at,
Well,
look at
while we look at the
energy
fans, yeah.
from the fans.
I absolutely love it. It's funny too, because like Team Liquid have been in this situation so many times before. I think it's such a buff that the Brazilian scene get to play on land for all of that top tier competition in stage 3. They're literally in this venue on the same stage. A lot of the same fans coming back to support their favorite team. I don't see many EG jerseys in the crowd, Mimi.
No, I'd say maybe none.
It's
if
a
I would
shocker.
estimate. Yeah, wouldn't expect that. First rifle round of the second half here. And our first look at how EG want to craft this defense, how that Cypher is going to play.
Yeah. It is a very similar setup in terms of, you know, last side we had the Killjoy on A, now it's going to be the Cypher. Playing for kill traps, you have those own little rat smokes on side. But Team Liquid cares so much about mid control. That's how you invalidate the Cypher trips, is you just wrap out from heaven into elbow around the Cypher. It becomes really annoying when players aren't just simply running out through main into you, although the reposition off of this embed will be that.
And I think you're seeing a big difference in how these two teams played mid on the defense. Power Pixel doesn't use any mollies. Full gives that space. And, I mean, just 30 seconds into the round, TL have so many options in their mid round.
Yeah. Honestly, I think the way Team Liquid are playing this attack is much stronger than Evil Geniuses right off the rip for that mid control. Now they can pinch into A heaven because they have that vents position, so Bad Starter will go down the ropes, up the ropes.
There's so much pressure on Starbound. They're always solo anchoring A.
Yeah, and I mean, you see Lori who's fallen all the way back. The smoke actually allows her to cross, but Starbound's still isolated.
And they are so
Great
blind.
flash.
Beautiful work by Bastarda on the entry. 4v5 retake for EG.
How can they make this one happen? Because don't forget Bizarra playing in market. She's so late through mid, and she can shoot Faye in the side of the head.
Does she find the timing? When does she activate this lurk?
Here it comes.
It's perfect. Faye looks away. Bizarra takes her down. 5v3 now. Can EG even go for
No,
this?
it's a save.
No money left. 250, 0. They're broke.
And it's the punishment for going for heavy armor here as well. EG, big heavy armor team, full 50. That's an extra 600 creds on every player they had to spend there. So you better save those rifles, but that also means you're not farming up ultimate orbs. Yes, you carry over the rifle, but you're not able to build anything into future rounds. Whereas Team Liquid, they're getting a couple of kills, they're getting ult orbs, and now while they're dying too, they're still continuing to farm up. These kills will equalize a little bit in terms of that ultimate trade, but Bizarra, Gigina very close already.
TL will chill out, not give away any more guns in this round. I think for EG, answers have to come to this mid control, because TL has been just waltzing into that space every round.
Yeah, and I don't think it's necessarily super difficult. I think usually you'll see teams drop the Viper orb there, use mollies when that orb is about to drop, or maybe even erase boom bots. That gives you almost 2 cycles of gas where players can't blitz through it. Of course, then Team Liquid always have options to switch and pick up the pace in another area of the map, but mid is going to be the solution, or the problem they've got to solve.
Yeah, and that will be the discussion ongoing here in their timeout. Another opportunity, of course, is given for Team Liquid to talk to their coach. They have a really big coaching staff, at least 3 people helping them out. And Palestra as a head coach, when you watch their content, their videos, which are excellent, by the way, you should definitely check it out. They have English subtitles as well. You hear how much the whole team believes in his idea, believes in the hype. When he's making a speech, everyone's invested on TL.
The mindset of Team Liquid is sacrifice everything for the goal. Dedicate yourself, dedicate your life to winning the trophy. Don't complain about working long hours. Don't complain about not being able to go out every night. Work, 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 and take it to the finish line. The fact that they are in the lower bracket to begin with, heart-wrenching for them. They're going to fight all the way back to the top here for a title.
And they'll need that if they want to continue the dynasty they built domestically here on the international stage at home.
This round might not be the hardest for them. EG only have the 3 rifles they carried over from the previous. And the setup changes a little bit too. A deeper trip for Starbound to play, a little bit more off-site, so looking to spam away from screens instead of getting dove on, because the coordination between Bastarda and Daiki, as you'd imagine, perfect on their entries from heaven on that site.
The second longest standing duo in this tournament after Mel and Alexis. And look, trap play here from EG, 4 members posted in mid.
How do we solve mid? Put everyone in mid. Oh, okay, thanks, coach. It's as simple as that. Full retake setup on B, although they have options to play paint shells, something like this, and also by committing Omen smokes too, they can really keep smokes permanently down here.
And I mean, I think TL was expecting aggression. You see how passive they start this round.
Yeah, EMEA player break the dog here.
They're popping that so early. No one's up, so all that util is used for naught.
It's to make sure that you can't, because the Omen smoke is not as dangerous as that Viper.
You can just
smoke.
walk straight through if you have a flash.
Exactly, you can walk through it. So when the dog comes out, you need to commit into that one. Although now it will be the Team Liquid reset into A, and I love the read from Evil Geniuses. Look at this. After 4 players committed in mid, and they show all that utility. That's what it was. They waste the utility, quote unquote, but it's so they can lean into a late A stack, and EG are here in time.
It's a great call. But is it enough to win a round? Starbound on this long angle, just playing off their trips. That's not the priority to hold. Instead, EG are focused on heaven. That'll allow them to flood back into this site after Starbound does damage. But are they going to get anything? It's actually Lori instead, spamming from heaven. Those trips are perfect, well executed by EG. And because of those Cypher buffs, they're all still up. Getting into this site is impossible for TL unless he's aligned something like that up. Surely not 1v5. There's 10 seconds. There's no world she can get this done. Beautiful call, beautiful hold. EG are back.
Lori got 2 kills off the same tripwire there. That's ridiculous.
And the same trips, I mean, just tagging everyone repeatedly.
But that is a picture-perfect timeout call. 4 stack in mid, we solve that problem, we show the utility. That's okay off of the Skydog, and then lean into an A finish. It's so often on this map is the A finish. Gorgeous decision-making from EG.
Just like that.
Simple. Now do they have another plan?
Yeah.
This goes here.
Mid. The focus this time yet again for Team Liquid and EG. They're back to that default.
I thought you were calling their plan mid. I was about to be offended. I like it.
We'll
I like
see how it is.
Yeah, look, Team Liquid scuffed money, but Seekers and Rocket give them options, especially with how light B is at the moment. If they are able to contact in after this one way and not reveal themselves, no rotations from B Heaven are going to come in quickly enough for those paint shells to be active immediately. They could dive out onto Thea and just have a plant potential for free.
Here comes the Rocket. Thea in trouble. She is blinded. No shot at getting anything done. And look at Bastarda go.
Watch
the
mid.
legs on her. She's running on the other side. The lurk of Isa taken down. Scary Shark. Where are you looking? There's someone straight in front of you, but she adjusts in time, pulls out the rifle, and takes down the Rays.
Seekers available for Daiki. 3 players left. That gives you perfect info, and they get the wide plant for main. Bazero 1 off of lockdown as well.
Flash out from heaven here already. EG diving back in. Scary Shark, the tip of the spear. But look at this setup in main. TL have another dog. They have more utility to stall on out. Judge for Power Pixel. They're going to hold this one down as Scary Shark has to flag 1 kill. It's gotten halfway to Jujina! The spray transfer is perfect! How many rounds will Jujina steal?
She has just dug up ridiculous rounds time after time. And cool as ice.
Not a reaction on her face.
Calm as ever.
And not a button to seat here in the arena.
An absolute prodigy. If you didn't know, Jujina, her mid-round calling decision-making mechanics, it was all founded on being a professional player in Dota 2 before this. Transitions over to Valorant, picks up a gun, and she's an insane shot on top of it.
She can do it all.
She can absolutely do it all. And that was perfect. Again, the contact in, they had so much utility available in the post-plant.
And we're already into the next round. Team Liquid will take B main control. Scout to start to turn their attention towards mid. That's a lot of damage done onto Power Pixel.
Poison's off.
Only 1 rifle on this B site right now. It's Nora. 1 off Rocket could definitely manage to convert. Nora's had some big rounds for the team so far.
Careful.
Team Liquid, it looked like they want to go for yet another delayed hit into B, this time aided by the lockdown. And maybe a bit of a split too. You still got Daiki and Isa in mid, holding hands.
Seekers pops here. Up through mid is the starter will take the site for free, so it's a retake for EG, and they have Seekers as their own. to get in, but holding Heaven control will be very important for TL, especially since Scary Shark is already inbound. Rocket popped. I don't think he's going to find a connection onto anything because Daiki is more the worry. Her position in Heaven has to be dealt with. The Seekers will try, but the flash is good. A Molly in, and she gets nothing. Lori a double. The Land Demon we expect from last year returning to the stage, now an advantage. 4-2 on Evil Geniuses, and the retake is coming in, but Bizarra is dealing with the pressure beautifully. Shushina can't do it again, leaves it all down to 1. 1v2 Bizarra. Her position is known, needs to isolate a kill, but EG holds strong, and they win the retake.
Great play there from Lori and Thea to close that one out. Lori has had a couple of big rounds for Evil Geniuses, and it looked like, I mean, honestly, the fact that they broke the crossfire setup from Iza and Daiki in Heaven looked impossible. Nora starts it off with that kill. That activates the rocket, of course. Assists in that one, but there you have Lori, you know, spinning around on a dime, 90-degree angle there.
Lori got it. Lori got
Keeping EG in this one.
Nice round.
Think that was nice?
I think so.
Fairly nice.
Pivotal rounds here for both teams. No one has managed to get firm control of this second half, and a lot of what has kept EG in it is Lori. 22 kills right now on the Sky.
Doing all the scouting work over towards Hay has been dominating the retakes as well. Once again, Team Liquid playing for mid control. Been a couple of rounds since we've seen that, but up and down the rope, Lori doesn't want to deal with that.
PowerPixel will just hold back with the judge. So again, TL, not even 20 seconds into the round, have mid control.
Yeah, or they feint it at the very least. They back away. EG may end up using Sky Utility to try and re-clear this. Dog or something like that.
But that's utility they won't have for the retake.
Exactly. Team Liquid's Viper wall this time around, the DRX wall, much better for trying to, you know, embed short here, and you can keep it up a lot longer because you don't have to invest the Viper orb as well on ramp. Makes it much harder for defending Sky to scout out this angle. And they're going to go ahead and use that ultimate to scout into B main. Now they know it's going to be A, you'd imagine, from EG.
And you see those rotates coming in. TL have to activate quickly if they want to take this site. Lori, she's on the rope, by the way. Still perfect accuracy, but Daiki's got it too. The Skies are the star in this game thus far. And it's a 4v4. A site being taken. The Cypher trips
Starbound.
Not circumvented because Starbound is here. And they have been perfect as an anchor. Now that spike down
30 seconds
in no man's land, but Bizarra has stolen it.
Yeah, Heaven's been lost as well. Team Liquid have to plant safe. Iza wants to take a fight, and now the pit will go down. EG know where they're hiding, but they got to go straight into the grinder.
Look at Starbound. They're getting ahead of this pit, but they can't commit for long. Drop out from Heaven for EG. Isa's down. That is the pit out of this round, which means it's all on Bizarra yet again. And she is unable to hold on to a EG. Another retake.
PowerPixel and Starbound in those retakes make it happen, but again, I think it's Lori that's finding these opening fights, literally just putting herself in position to take these fights up and down the rope a couple of different times to find that one.
These trips have been killer.
Yes. As soon as Starbound realized that the focus from Team Liquid is not to burst through main, but instead go through Heaven, they start putting much deeper trips, playing off-site, and getting repeat frags off of them.
And remember the changes to Cypher. You can't break that as easily with the satchel. It'll work multiple times. This is really the meta for a player like Starbound to thrive on Cypher. We talked about Palestra's speeches, how he can rally this team back. They're going to need one of those now because Team Liquid, Split is starting to slip away from them.
They asking for a little bit of hype, asking for something.
Crowd's not listening.
It's mellowed out just a little bit. 10-10 here, but I think you can feel that what we saw early on in both halves, actually, with Team Liquid winning a lot of those early rounds, feeling the momentum a little bit. Evil Geniuses bouncing back. Their adaptation has been stellar. And that is the difference between the EG we saw today compared to SMG, that match.
Ten to 10. It's going to be a big round here for EG to make sure they can keep it clean. Just a hero rifle for Team Liquid. It's on Bastarda. She's been excellent thus far.
This is the nice spot. I think usually you come out of a timeout like this with two plans ahead, right? You have the one half-by hero rifle plan, and you've got the big one in the next. You lose them both, EG are on 12. And you're going to have to worry about a Viper's Pit going down in mid. PowerPixel has the judge, and off of some contact, I would imagine they go into that. Instead, just ratting out inside that smoke for now.
They just want to save it for the future.
It's another 4 players stacked in mid from EG, not wanting to deal with that, but that means A is exceptionally light, and those trips are just anti-lurk trips. They want to play full retake on A almost.
Yeah, every round it's been kill trips on A thus far, so this is, I think, the first real adaptation we've seen from EG to their approach to this A site.
And the call from EG was don't give them any fights. Play buddy system and play jump peek on B. We're going to make sure we can trade out absolutely everything. Retaking is just fine for Evil Geniuses.
Shishina's going to paranoia and push into Venture. There's far more players than you'd ever expect holding in this space. Look at the wrap from the other side. That ends Scooby too, but here comes PowerPixel diving in with the judge and getting nothing.
Oh no. Rifles picked up 3 players alive from Team Liquid. That pinch into mid just ate up EG.
It's all gone wrong. But it's Scary Shark and Thea on the retake.
Spike planted.
Paranoia. Satchels. But so much to clear here.
Dog goes into screens. We'll spot out Nora. Nora and Thea link up into heaven, but there's 2 players ready to fight them on ramp.
This ramp crossfire is going to be tough to break, but you see they fall away. It's not a matter. Because EG's focus is on the site proper, and the start is Zero Rifle. Lights up the feed for 1. Scary Shark has so much in front of her. 55 HP, Molly's on the spike.
There's another ready too.
With 2 in heaven, there's a nade as well. This one is undoable. Team Liquid out of their timeout. They win with 1 rifle.
TL's timeouts have been so effective. I mean, remember the last one where they just, blitzed into EG, and now, after seeing the adjustment for EG a few rounds ago, 4 stacking into mid, they read that, go for the pinch, and there's 4 there, but they only take 2 fights.
Even out of their opponent's timeouts, TL's game plans, their adaptation has been their key to victory here. This split into vents was so important. That tripwire allows the players in heaven to get so far up. And with the paranoia coming from mid, it's just too much to deal with, even when you have rifles.
And PowerPixel has the judge. You can't really fault them for jumping down into vents. It flips away, though. Evil Geniuses, their decision this time around, just fight to B main, but Ramp's control given away again. Team Liquid always seized control over either mid or ramp in the first, 10 to 15 seconds of a round.
And they're so willing to just threaten an embed and leave the space, forcing Lori, really, to have to clear the entire map back and forth.
And it's annoying, too, because Lori's now used both her flashes in the first 20 seconds, and there's a Cypher cam into heaven, and Seekers in the first 25 seconds. That is a ridiculous investment.
And look at TL. They're practically
We're not doing anything, by the way.
barriers.
Your info is just silly, useless, pointless. It doesn't matter, because we have a full minute to reset into whatever we want, and we still have the threat of a lurk. Now the dog is used as well.
EG now entering the void of information. They have no idea where TL could be finishing, but that jump peek shows presence in B. 1 off the ult for Bastarda. And she'll be the entry into this one. Spam coming through, Thea. It's away from it for now, and TL just waiting for the lurk. And
Daiki's just solo walking up mid. She's doing it all on the sky. Another one for the IGL. Team Liquid about to hit match point.
And remember Lori's util early in that round? It is all gone. She'll have 1 flash to try and make this retake happen.
PowerPixel, a judge in hand. Daiki playing up on this high and close angle.
So much stall as well. Viper Orb put in a flash ahead of it. It feels like EG are forced to save.
It's a save.
They have no inroads.
Oh no.
And what a moment to have to save. Remember, this was 10 to 10. They had an anti-eco. They had their moment to claim control of this game. But TL has stolen it away.
Make no mistake, a very tight game between the #1 reps of NA and Brazil. PowerPixel does upgrade from that judge with the kill into a rifle. A much better save going into the next round. 1800 on start round means, I believe, 4 rifles comfortably for Evil Geniuses. Backs against the wall now.
Not a reaction from Daiki after a round like that. TL, we talked about that individuality that they've tried to focus more on this year after they revamped their roster. Found 3 brand new players from the Brazilian scene and have brought them to a level that is really unbelievable in that amount of time.
This fully ascended. Wanted to feel like they were starting from scratch, right? By swapping out those 3.
It still feels like they're continuing the legacy of TL last year. top 3 in that tournament. They want more here. It would have to be the lower bracket run. And for EG, their fixation is only on survival. She is ridiculous. The rocket as well won't find a connection. It's a stinger from range instead. Bizetta takes her down.
Look at Heaven, look at Heaven. Jogina coming in, gets another one, and looks for the final Starbound against 3.
And the lockdown in their face. Team Liquid in control of this one. The dog will clear them out. And TL will reposition. The perfect setup to end this map. Molly at Starbound's feet. A player around the corner, but it's an excellent double swing from Team Liquid. They take map number 1 in this series. This might be the start of their lower bracket run. If they can clinch this series, if they can keep it going, they can appease these fans in São Paulo.
They've just gotta keep pushing. They're gonna push to the next map after this break.
Red Bull gives you wings.